Space. Okay, let's settle into this beautiful space and ground into this beautiful energy. Oh my god, I can see you, Marion. You're on Instagram too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's ground into this energy a little bit. I want you to firstly bring your energy center or your attention to the energy center called your lower dantian, which is right below your navel. Allow yourself to be here as fully as you can today. Bringing all the energies that you feel are lingering outside of you back all the way into this space. Placing your mind in this space. And placing this space, which is your wisdom center, in your mind. Let them merge as one. Let this presence fully take over. Taking a deep inhale into the space below the navel now. Bring full breath all the way in. Hold your breath. Let it expand inside of you. See and notice how big, how much this space takes up. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, keep holding your breath, yes. And now exhale all the way down through the tip of your spine. Let the tip of your spine land, ground that. And continue to let your breath travel down into the heart of Mother Earth. All the way deep down, deep into the magnetic field of the heart of the Mother Earth. Very good. Slowly allow yourself to open your eyes. Just allow yourself to notice this ball of energy that is right there below the navel. This energy center that is so powerful and centering. The minute you drop into this space, it is instant. You're back here. You're back home to where trillions and trillions of information is bombarding you. And this field is an excellent interpreter. And yet most of us don't even notice, don't even listen. And we end up relying on the mind alone to do all the thinking and figuring out. So no more of that today. Let's just click. We're back home. We're all here. Okay? So as you come in here, welcome, dear ones. It's so beautiful to have you here in this sacred space and commit to maybe an hour or so of carving out time to listening, to tuning in, not only to what I have to say, but also very much to what your body, what your mind, and most importantly, your soul has to say. So take a moment now to perhaps soften your shoulders if they are rigid and hard. and allow yourself to be fully supported by that very, very beautiful heart that we just connected deep below where we're seated. And it has not finished yet, by the way. We are going to open our sacred hearts and connect with the cosmos just in a bit. But right now, I want you to really anchor into the magnetic field of Mother Earth. Because firstly, we must acknowledge that we are beautiful souls having a human experience, yes. And so to be a human is to have a body. To be a human is to have a mind. And if we go further out, we can actually see that we created the mind, we created the body. What is the body and what is the mind, really? Can anyone tell me? If you're new here, you are going to be encouraged to talk and share and comment, because one of the things I would love to say every time I come into a live session is that I want to serve you at the highest level, and this is actually a brilliant opportunity for you to get one-to-one mentorship opportunities in this setting with me. I love to throw back and forth with you and riff and see what comes up. The more you're able to open your hearts to share, the more powerful the session is going to be, because you are showing up fully in your vulnerability, you're showing up fully to receive, and ultimately, I am not here to be placed on a pedestal to tell you what to do. My intention is really to guide you towards awakening something in you. So whether it can come as a trigger or it can come as something that really sings to your soul, I am fully ready for that. And that is the work that I do. If you are looking at, coming into a session and then just walking out thinking, well, that was great, then this is probably not the space for you. I really would love for you to fully participate. Okay? Beautiful Stark, vessel, container, a vehicle. Okay, interesting. And how does that feel for you, Stark? If you want to share a little bit more about that. So, in many ways, I feel that I have to tell you certain things to start with in terms of how I dealt with my mind, how I dealt with my body before I came into this work. Before I became a guide, a keeper of ancient ways, a spiritual mentor, whatever you want to call that, I feel that I have to share that I have not had the best relationship with my mind and my body for a long time. In fact, for 10 years, about 10 years of my life, and in fact, I think more than that, really, I was very disconnected from my body. For 10 years, I had various eating disorders, anorexia at its worst, and binge eating at its quote-unquote best, really. And to starve myself was a way to find validation in my life, to find love in my life. And I was driven by one thing and one thing only, which was what most people called willpower. And I'm not saying willpower is bad. What I'm saying is that, yes, it is very important for us to acknowledge that we can absolutely achieve a lot of things: success, wealth, goals, titles, whatever that society often deems very successful. We can absolutely achieve that through the mind and the mind alone. Case in point, when I was very much mired in my eating disorders, I pushed through like the craziest kind of hurdles that people would think is impossible. I ran up really steep hills for 2 hours without eating anything for 2 years at least. And beyond that, I don't know how I even survived. I don't know how I'm even here. But the mind alone was a really powerful thing that allowed me to do impossible things. Impossible things that people would think the body's definitely going to break down. It did not, because the mind was so hell-bent on, at the time, one single goal, which is to lose the weight, which is to look a certain way, which is to push to the brink of impossibility. Like, that was what I had in mind, is to really push the edge. Like, how far can I push? But what happened in the end, obviously, is that I was devoid of any spirit. I was devoid of any sense of purpose in my life. And the mind was absolutely alone. And this isn't the alone that we talk about in terms of like a sage or a mystic. That's a different kind of alone. This is actually a very lonely, very, very, very sad and forlorn mind that was sitting alone and was terrified of having any kinds of relationships, because they were so afraid that it would spiral out of control when there was another person in the mix, and so on and so forth. So it is important for me to acknowledge this, because where I am right now is absolutely so far from that. I hear you, Stark. I see you saying sometimes it feels like home, sometimes it feels oppositional. That used to be me for a while, and eventually I came to a point where it really feels like home. And I don't think I ever felt that way until about 5 years now. I think about 5 years ago, when I very, very coincidentally, or maybe perhaps never really a coincidence ever, yeah, divine timing, let's put it that way, I was invited to a tea ceremony. And this isn't a Japanese tea ceremony or whatever. I want to throw that out of the window very, very, very early at our conversation, because this tea ceremony is very steeped in the meditative experience, the shamanic wisdom of what tea was at the very beginning of time. And so when I first walked in, I had no expectations. I just thought, I like tea, why not? And the minute I sat down and I was served a bowl of tea, and I picked up that bowl of tea and I started drinking, the first thing that really hit home, literally, was the feeling of, this is what home actually feels like. And this is a woman at that point. The version of me was somebody who was searching for the meaning of home everywhere. I moved countries, I moved houses, I moved flats. I tried to find it in relationships and never really understood what it meant to be home. I am a diasporic Chinese. I was born and raised in Malaysia. And so at a very, very early stage, I was already asking the question of what is home? Because this obviously is not my home, the country I was born into, Obviously it feels like home now, but at that time it was like, well, there isn't a real sense of honoring who I am. And so when I walked into that ceremony and felt home, it was a huge hit on my system, because it felt so deep. It felt so like, oh my God, the search is here, ended. It's ended here. And then obviously I also had a vision, a powerful vision of all my ancestors, the female, the divine feminine, the grandmothers, the great grandmothers, and beyond. And I could really hear tea spirit speak to me distinctly, a heavenly mandate. You have to go and serve tea. You have to drop everything you know and go and serve tea. And this is why I'm here. This is where it all began. The journey to walking into the deep unknown, because I was not born and raised in a family of traditions that are spiritual in any sense of the word. Yes, we have an altar. Yes, we praise our ancestors. Yes, we are Buddhists and Taoists. A lot of us walked in that path as Chinese. But it wasn't something that we did very religiously. And obviously, it was also very, very devoid of any meaning. It was just like, okay, it's Chinese New Year, we have to celebrate, or okay, it is Ancestors Day, we just have to put some incense on the altars or go to the graveyards, that's it. But there wasn't that remembrance, there wasn't that honoring of and the animism of Mother Earth, of all that is, yes, until that point that set me off on a journey of reclaiming my ancestral wisdom, of reclaiming my own embodied wisdom, of reclaiming what it means to be in my body fully. So no, I want you to know this. You can absolutely be so fully at home in your body and at the same time acknowledge and anchor in your identity as a cosmic being. Because if you're here listening to me, I'm pretty sure that you have fostered a certain level of divine connection. You know there is something beyond this physical realm. You perhaps are very, very good at tapping into that place, and perhaps you're even working in that realm often, helping others cross that bridge. But here I am, and you are here, and so there is something here for me to offer up to you. So let's dive in for a little bit more and see where this is going to lead, because we're going to talk about desire. And desire is actually beyond what the mind thinks it is. It is a feeling. It is a soul calling. And we want to be able to differentiate what is an ego-driven desire and what is a soul-aligned desire. Is everyone following me? Is everyone on board with that? Is everyone excited to find that out? Let me know. So Caroline is saying the body is the physical, the mind is the mental, and your beliefs, etc. I love that it is partially true, but I would also say that the body is really beyond physical. There are many, many layers to our body. There is the physical body, and also there is the non-physical body, which is the energy body. And this is something that we really want to work with and understand, that the physical body is within the energy body. We're not, it's oftentimes seen as like, oh yes, the body is emanating the energy body. But what's really happening, and I want you to listen very clearly, is that imagine there is this divine formless body of energy that is folding upon itself and funneling and channeling and coming in and compressing, folding upon itself, folding and unfolding, and eventually becoming a physical body. But who you really are is this formless body that is really infinite. It's infinite and it's folding upon itself and is constantly flowing and folding and channeling. This is the quantum field folding upon itself and becoming physicality. So when you have a wobble in your field, when you have a wobble in your energy field, it can be a charge, it can be something somebody has triggered in you, a belief. For example, Caroline's saying here, any belief is a limitation. A belief is something that you have picked up that allows you to make sense of this realm, to make sense of the physical realm. So it's like, you are there, I am here. I am Li-Ying, you are Caroline. This is a book, and a book will not go through the screen because that is the belief, right? So we picked up all these beliefs, and I'm just giving those as examples. And the beliefs are always limitations. This is really what I want to tell you. And it includes the beliefs you think are going to create success for you. So if you think, if I have to do this, I do this and then I will succeed, that is a belief. And there is a certain limitation to that, right? Because if it is truly boundless, there is no limitations to it. There is no, if it's something so great and so limitless, which is who we really are, there is no limitations to it. There is literally no name to it. This is how we describe the Tao. This is how we describe the universe. This is how we describe the cosmos. And you are the cosmos. I always say this. You are the cosmos that is continuously expanding. So you are literally the cosmos expanding. The cosmos is expanding through you as you, and always for you, even in the moment when it doesn't look like it. Oh, thank you, Karen. And Caroline, I have so many things to describe what I think about this. Well, this is the thing. I don't want this to be anything that is a doctrine or a dogma. I am sharing what I know. I'm sharing what I have felt and experienced. And you don't have to agree with it. I encourage you to come in with a curiosity, with an open heart. And if it doesn't seem to align with your beliefs, yes, as we call it beliefs, then so be it. Let that ignite something in you. But my intention with everything I do, every single thing I do, is for you to become a boundless being. Meaning, I don't want to give you wisdom. I'm not here to give you any wisdom. I want to awaken your wisdom. Because we have too many people. What is the mind? If you hang on to your mind, it is just a heap of information. If you only hang on to your body, what is a body? How did your body come into being? Can I ask you that? How did it become from literally a cell, an atom, even, let's go back even in time. How did it become this physical body? How did something come out of nothing? How did a plant or a seed become a gigantic tree? Pure alchemy, right? Pure alchemy where it absorbed the sun, it absorbed the water, and it became food. And it became nutrition. And so if you come into this thinking, if you start to connect these dots, you will see that you are not operating singularly. You are interconnected with everything that is what we call nature. So when we are in, especially, and I want to bring this forward because it's such a beautiful place to explore this, when we sit in ceremony, it isn't about what can I get out of this. A ceremony with tea as a medicine, as the wisdom of earth and cosmos combined, because in your single bowl, you are drinking in literally the universe. If you start to see the interconnectivity of every being, beings and non-beings, nobody exists on its own. So it is very important for me to start off with that, because I really feel that, you know, there is this really powerful surge of interest in spirituality, and you know, in so many new agey ways, we are exploring many different things that are coming up in this world. But ultimately, what we already know is also very, very powerful. And the ancient wisdom that is already here waiting for us to embody, because without embodying the wisdom, there cannot be any experience that is real for us, right? Because I can tell you all the things that I'm telling you right now, but you're not going to physically and physiologically understand it unless you actually integrate it. So let's bring desire into the picture right now, all right? So that you can get what you're here for today, at least, right? If you are somebody who's like, okay, I would love to desire, but you know, I read a lot of sacred texts and spiritual books, and they tell me not to desire because desire creates suffering, right? Who's been there, seen that, wondering about that, contemplating that? Let me know. Yeah. So To desire or not to desire. I want to begin by sharing a simple truth I've uncovered through years of practice, years of stillness, years of inquiry. Yeah. Desire is like a river. Desire can flow through all of us. It is all of us. We've all seen it. We've all felt it. Without desire, it's like the tree cannot grow any further. It's the same for us. It is universal. So all of us aspire to success. All of us desire success. We all desire beauty. We desire growth. We desire some form of achievement, right? Same with a tree. It wants to be the best in its ability to become a tree. Same as even a bird growing from an egg into a bird. It's really that impulse to grow, the impulse to desire. Yes, you can't help it. We always desire. And why? Why? Here is what I have experienced myself. We are always desiring because deep down within us, we know that we are infinite. We know this through the veils of forgetfulness when we dropped in here and became physical, that pure energy being becoming physical. Deep down, we remember that pure energetic being, that which is infinite. What that means is that there's constantly boundlessness in us. There is limitlessness in us. However, we as a physical being, we think, oh, I need to feel more from outside. I need to get that so that I can finally get this. I can get more of that first before I can get more happiness. I need to get more money before I can feel free. How many are you feeling this and stuck in this loop? Let me know. Let's be real here. Let's be very, very vulnerable and share, okay? Yes, I'm going to get to that, Varsha. So let's be patient. I'm getting to this because I want to build this up for you very powerfully so you can actually walk away and take the action that you need to take. Because without action, we are not physical. We're not physically imprinting that as physical beings. And the first thing I keep wanting to keep going through this again and again is because I want you to understand that you are both. You're non-physical and you're physical. You cannot just acknowledge that I am non-physical, I'm a fractal of the divine, I can, every infinite potential, I can feel it. Yes, it's amazing. This is where I take all my clients so that they can open up to their boundlessness. And then we come into the how of manifesting that into physicality, taking divine actions, expressing in the most divine way. Because otherwise, what are you here to be? You are a leader. We need more embodied leaders. We need more embodied change makers. We need more embodied visionaries. We can't just sit on an armchair and say, yeah, you know, that person, that's gonna, she's not doing it right. Let's stop this. Let's stop this shit. Move in your singularity. Move in your flow. You and each one of you have a river of desires. And that desire is reminding you of your infinity. It's reminding you of your boundlessness. It's not asking you to feel from outside more of that so that I can feel boundless. More of that so that I can feel freedom. I'm sorry. You already are free, but you're choosing not to be free. You're choosing not to be free. You're choosing to leak your energy outside of yourself. You're choosing to look outside of yourself, scrolling through Instagram, looking and saying, oh my God, I'm not good enough. I can't do that. Or looking at other people and getting triggered. Again, energy leaks. Where else are you leaking your energy? Dial in right now. Take this moment and dial in and be real with yourself. Where are you leaking your energy? Oh, I really want to work with her, but I can't. Keep thinking. The thinking alone is leaking your energy. So much energy gets leaked that, holy shit, the graveyard is where all dreams die. Can you feel this? This is like, I am so, like, my intention is to empower you to take the actions that you need to take. And most of the time, as leaders, as change makers, as visionaries, you all here have the gift. And yet you're sitting on your ass and you're thinking, I'm not good enough. I need more of that before I can take that place. I can have all of this because I'm not there yet. So PJ, leaving? I think you're calling my name, I think, right? Liang. Yes, all right. What a wonderful question to introspect. The issue for me is that none of this a zero-sum life. It's not binary happiness or chase for money or happiness or sex or these one side or another. Isn't it more complex and so multidimensional? Absolutely. As complex as the biological system, we are including the unknown within us as consciousness. Absolutely, PJ. So I love that you bring up multidimensionality because that is everything I stand for. I work with multidimensional women. We're not one-dimensional. We don't just want more money. We don't just want more happiness, and we don't just want more sex in our lives. Absolutely. In fact, in my last masterclass, which I did on Friday, which is still free to access. So if you want the link, just drop me a DM and I'm happy to share that. But it's called The Infinite Woman. And I work with women exclusively right now at the moment. So that was actually catered for them. But what I really mentioned in the masterclass, just for everyone to hear here, is that I spoke about let's move on. Let's start to really contemplate the bigger picture, our multidimensionality, our like you said, it's so much more complex. And yet so many of us multidimensional beings who know that we are multidimensional, we are still stuck on our self-doubts. We are still stuck on the thought of how can I have more happiness? How can I have more money? How can I have more success? We're still so stuck on that. And the other issue I'm seeing often is that in the spiritual world, a lot of that old matrix game has seeped in. It has seeped in a lot. And most of us that we thought we have escaped that started to play that game again in the spiritual game. So what I'm saying here is that we don't have to fully, yes, we don't have to, let me put it this way. When I received this mandate, I knew that I needed to fully go into a very deep and silent place to really find that wisdom within me. I could have read all the books, which I did, but those words were someone else's words. And we are very blessed. We have the wisdom of the sages, the wisdom of these amazing divine beings that left the clues for us to integrate, to embody. Now, my loves, we are in the age where integration is primary. We're not lacking in information. We're not. However, more than anyone else, it seems like nothing has changed. We're still at war. We're still triggered. We're still not able to come into the unity consciousness that we've been talking about for decades. So, and yet we cannot no longer talk like the people in the past who said that, there wasn't enough information. We have information overload, and yet we are still unhappy. We are still chasing. We're still very much in this place of disbelief and skepticism and the inability to deeply listen to another person that is coming from a different perspective. So is it any wonder that we're still sitting here and still talking about the same old shit about happiness or chase for money or happiness or sex or all of the things? This is my question when I did the masterclass last week. Really, to be honest, thank you for bringing that up, PJ. Can we start to move forward? Can we drop the self-doubt? Can we drop the questioning of where is the money? Where is the happiness? Where is more sex? How can I have a better relationship? And start to move into a more universal question of, can we tap into the unknown so unwaveringly, with that trust and that faith, with that knowing, actually, not just faith, but like the knowing that I am a multidimensional being. Let's go freaking fly. Let's go really create. Because now, if you know that, if you anchor that knowing in and it is embodied, you're coming in with a presence that is impeccable. This impeccable presence means you're deeply listening to the person. You're not just coming in as a practitioner or whatever, visionary, manager, whatever you are. If you are a leader, I'll just call you a leader. You're not just coming in like asking a question and then coming out of a textbook and saying, oh yeah, your symptom is this. Instead, you're deeply listening to that person. And most often, it doesn't require you to say anything in return. It doesn't require you to quickly react from what you already know. No, we're coming into an intersubjective experience, which is really something I'm so honored actually to hold as a space, an intersubjective experience where a third space can emerge. This is what alchemy is. It's not about bringing something together and coming up with something new. Bringing something together and the old shit comes back together like a mixture of something. It is actually allowing something new to be birthed. Completely new. And don't we want to approach life with such intensity? I love Aldous Huxley, actually. Thank you for bringing that up. So if we were to look back at desires, yes, desires, when it's left unchecked, it can turn into a beast, right? It's like a wild beast that goes out of control. And like I said at the beginning, of course, you can totally just rely on your mind and willpower to drive forward whatever you're driving. You can use force and control. You can manipulate anyone in your life. Of course. I'm not saying you can't. But the more important thing is, I want to ask you this question is, how long do you want to do that for? If you're ready to go all the way with that, like forever until the day you die, well done. Then this isn't for you. I'm sorry. I'm not here to teach you to manipulate or force or control. I want you to really understand who you are as a deep embodied presence, and that there is this effortless action that you can take when you are so embodied in that. Meaning, the desire that's coming through you is not asking you to look outside of you to get. The desire is actually something that is creating a tension in you, yeah, so that you can grow, so that you can flourish. Because it is important to understand this, and I want to acknowledge that on one hand we have that, right? We chase, we want to, it's a propellant, like it propels us forward. I mean, look at the modern life that we live in. Desire drove that, right? Desire drove us into this modern life that we are in. And we honestly, can we say that we are living in a life, in a place where we truly are given, like, we don't have to worry about war. We don't have to worry about not having water. We don't have to worry about not having heat, like most of us in this world. Okay, let's just acknowledge that. If you're sitting here and you're watching this, you probably are very, very much in a comfortable place in life in many ways. And there is still desire, right? So that desire now is something that can actually bring you forth in a deeper, a more expansive way. And yet there are so many people who are suppressing that. Now you find yourself on the other side of the spectrum, suppression. Yeah, you shouldn't want this. Be contented. Desire leads to suffering, right? This too can leave us disconnected from our truth. So what gives, right? What gives? So this is what I would come in to share with you about desire. There is the ego-driven desire and there is the soul-aligned desire. So first and foremost, it is very important to empty yourself every day. It's not just something you go to a retreat and you do, and then after 1 week, or you get a certificate at the yoga retreat and you come back and you're done. No. Every day, every single moment, you're emptying yourself. Emptying yourself of preconceptions, of preconceived notions, of what you think should be. And open your mind and open your heart to receiving, quote unquote, more. And they can come in the form of desire. But it is an expansive feeling. It's a lightness of being. It's an alignment. And when I say that alignment, please listen carefully. Alignment is not always comfortable. It doesn't always come from a place that feels really comfortable and familiar. In fact, most of the time, this soul-aligned desire actually puts us on a path, if we dare to tread on it and continue journeying on, to the deep unknown. That is how we know it is a soul-aligned desire, because what is given to us from the soul, it doesn't have a clear-cut plan. But what we can be certain of in the uncertainty is that it is always happening for us, as us, through us. Yes? Let's see, PJ, your quote. It's dark because you're trying too hard. Yes. Lightly, child, lightly. Yes, this one. I love this poem. It really is one of my biggest favorites, alongside with Lao Tzu, who wrote Tao Te Ching. Until nothing is left undone. Yeah? So that place itself, we will get to eventually. But before we get to that place of learning to do everything lightly, we have to learn to empty ourselves of preconceived notions, of all the beliefs that are limiting us. And that's how we live in true freedom, live in true liberation. This is where nothing outside of us has the privilege to make us do anything or make us feel anything. This is a very, very high level place to be, but it is absolutely possible. I'm human. I still feel things. You know, I'm going to tell you this story. Last week, when I had my masterclass, The Infinite Woman, I was so excited because there were so many beautiful women who signed up. And by the time the clock struck the hour where I would do this masterclass, I went live and I realized I had suddenly this intuitive gut feeling, which I wish, my human wish, that it came much earlier. But in the moment, I had a feeling, I think there's something wrong with the link in the emails that they received. And lo and behold, there were 2 different Zoom links on the email. And I was like, oh no, this is why nobody is turning up. And in the end, there were 2 women who turned up out of everyone who signed up. And those 2 women dropped off halfway through the masterclass. Now, in the past, I would have gone like batshit crazy. I would be like, oh my God, I'm such a failure. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing anything free anymore. Blah, 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 blah. But this time, it actually fired me up so deeply because I already know who I am. I already know I'm going to lead no matter what. I already have my eyes set on the vision that is a lot bigger than that very moment that was happening in the masterclass. And you know what? After the masterclass ended, I spoke about this. I shared in my stories. I shared on a powerful post. And there were women reaching out after the masterclass wrapped up to receive the transmission. So if I had given up, if I had said that's not going to work at all, and that was the end of the story, I wouldn't be sitting here. And my wisdom would just die with me. And this is what I want to say to everyone here is that as a true visionary and a leader and a teacher or a guide or mentor, what we need to understand is that those teachings do not come with us when we die. I'm not taking anything with me. And I want to share this. This is the truth. This is my truth. Might not be yours, but this is what I'm here for. And so the art of emptying out is something that I do very well because this is what I know. I may not know a lot of other things though, like putting Zoom links that are correct in the email. But I really want to say, as PJ has just said here, I really want you to finally reconcile that there is no enemy within us. We don't have to make enemies between ourselves, and certainly not within us. There is only love. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth in this world. So I would like you to take a moment right now. Simply allow yourself to close your eyes. Connecting the heart with the mind right here today. And it's very simple and yet so profound that hardly anyone actually even do. As your eyes are closed, allow yourself to place your mind inside your heart. Feel your sacred heart. Feel the heartbeat. Feel all the weight that the heart carries for you. Feel the life that desires to come through your heart for you. Feel it. Come on, really feel it. Be in it. Be inside this sacred temple. Open the heart. Let the light in. I want you to bring this vision into your heart now. What if I did what I truly desire? How does that feel in your heart? How does that fill up your heart? Let that be. Let that come through. Let yourself feel it. Breathe into it. What if I allow myself to expand my capabilities to hold my desires? Open up. Let the feeling move you closer to your truth. And just like we started, connect back to the heart of Mother Earth now. And I want you to breathe up the heart into your body. Bring it all the way up. Breathe it up the tip of your spine, into the sacrum, up the spine. Continue to go up the channel in your spine, like you're drinking it up with the straw, Just this time through your nose. Drink it up, breathe it up, all the way to the back of your heart. Hold your breath there. Let this energy expand in your heart. Hold it. Let it expand the space in your heart. And exhale out this toric field into the room that you're seated in. One more time, bring the energy up from the heart of Mother Earth, up through the tip of your spine, up the back, behind the navel, behind the solar plexus. Drink it all the way up, behind the heart. Hold it. Open the heart. Expand the magnetic field here. Open the crown of your head now. Connect with the cosmos. Hold your breath. Connecting with the cosmos above you. And exhale out through the throat this time, all the way through your third eye and out through the crown and into the cosmos. Be in that space for a moment, the infinite space of the cosmos. Become one with it. You are the cosmos. Feel your heart in this space. How big is your heart in this space? Connect with the cosmos and take a deep breath in. Let the cosmos slide down through the crown of your head, down the third eye, into the throat, and into the heart. Hold that breath in the heart. Let the cosmos expand in your heart. Hold it. And exhale all the way down the channel, down the solar plexus, back into the lower dantian. Let it gather here. Let the cosmos be here. In stillness. In full presence. Squeeze your perineum. And finally, exhale all the way back into the heart of Mother Earth. Release your perineum. Release your chest. Release your shoulders. Release any tension in the neck. Let the base of the skull glow. Let the back of your head glow. Let the crown of your head glow. Let your third eye glow. And let your heart glow. Beautiful. When we bring desire into stillness, it reveals its true nature. And I would love for you to come into this stillness as often as you can until it becomes so embodied. So if this is for you, let this be something that invites you to step closer to your true self, to align with your highest path. So before I finish for today, if this resonates with you, I really want to invite you into several things. As you all may know, this is a Black Friday week. I'm not calling it a Black Friday week, I'm calling it a movement. There are several things lined up that are at a beautiful pricing right now. I have a winter solstice retreat coming up online, so you can participate anywhere in the world. That is currently at 111 instead of 369. And so you can jump on in right now, sign up now, because the price will go up after this week. And then there's, of course, the most beautiful flagship offering called Chadao for the multidimensional woman. As you know, I work with tea as part of what they call the way of tea, or Chadao. And this is a place where it is held with grace. And it is truly where we work with stillness and guided by the spirit of tea. And we will uncover the deeper layers of your being and create space for the truth to emerge through that art. So that is a place where you can jump on in, DM me for the link. That's also at 29% off. And finally, I have a 1-year journey that I am just launching. It is called Initiating Awakening. Truly a space for quantum expansion, truly a space for energetic alignment. It's really about working with your energy first. We don't want to wait till everything becomes physical and try to change it. The easiest and fastest way is to change it at the energy level. So if that's for you, I invite you in. That is also at 7,777 pounds off right now. So yes, it's all at incredible prices. It's just amazing, and I'm so honored to offer that to you. But if that's not for you, all good. Stick around, and I hope to jump back on here when I have the time. And if you feel that a donation is worthy, I honor that as well. That keeps the lights on around here. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again. I really hope that you can carry this stillness with you, and that today really served you on some level, on a deep level, on a powerful level, on curious level, whatever that is. And to discern between the voice of your ego and the whisper of your soul. So if you feel like you want to make the move right now and jump in and work with me to find out the how to move deeper, this is it. Yeah, this is my invitation, and you're so welcome to come on in. All right, beauties, big kisses. I hope that I get to see you very, very soon. And once again, thank you, and I hope to see you very soon.